Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Shine Comics and I'm back here with another video. And yeah, we're gonna be talking about who would win in a fight, the boy wonder Nightwing or the combat copier Taskmaster. This video was sponsored by my boy Black Rage again. Thank you so much, Black Rage, you're amazing, man. And I'm not gonna lie, this is a very interesting battle that I don't see a lot of people talk about. Taskmaster is no slouch in any verse of combat, bro. He has consistently been able to match and copy the greatest combatants in the Marvel universe, and he does it quick and fast. It only takes him a couple seconds to analyze your entire fighting style. We've seen Taskmaster compete with Steve Rogers, Daredevil, Punisher, and Deadpool. We even saw him straight up beat Ben Reilly's Spider-Man in Devil's Reign and literally kick him out of a freaking building. Now Nightwing, on the other hand, has also competed with DC's finest. We've seen him fight against characters like Red Hood, Deathstroke, Batman, Ra's al Ghul. Now I'm not gonna lie guys, my verdict in terms of who would win this fight, I think Nightwing has a much higher chance of winning than Taskmaster. Let me explain why. The problem with Taskmaster is that he has many weaknesses that has consistently and repeatedly been exploited by his enemies, and his feats are not consistent whatsoever. He consistently, loses a lot of fights. Nightwing's feats and abilities are much more consistent, and he overall has much better feats than Taskmaster. I brought up how Taskmaster has fought and competed against Daredevil, but I left out the fact how he literally got outsmarted by Daredevil, and Daredevil literally tricked him into getting hit by a car. I brought up how Taskmaster competed with Steve Rogers, however I left out the part that Steve Rogers literally was easily able to beat Taskmaster once he actually started trying. Now Taskmaster did copy Steve Rogers' fighting style and use it against him. However, Steve Rogers' solution was just to not fight like himself, just fight wild and not how he usually fights, and he was able to beat Taskmaster. So much he was able to choke out Taskmaster and gouge in his eyes. And we've seen this repeatedly, bro. Taskmaster, like, yes, his ability is OP. He can copy your fighting style. But at the end of the day, all you have to do is change up your fighting style or fight a different fighting style that you don't normally fight, and he can't copy it. A lot of people like to overrate Taskmaster and pretend he could do things that he simply can't do. Taskmaster can and always has been shown to easily be outsmarted in combat. Not to mention, you don't even need a semblance of combat technique, considering we've seen characters do extreme damage to Tasky with just raw punching power, such as Luke Cage and Miles Morales. While Taskmaster can copy people's combat abilities and stuff, he can't really copy their actual abilities. So can Taskmaster fight like Dick Grayson? Sure, but he can't move like Dick Grayson. He can't be as fast as Dick Grayson, and he definitely can't punch as hard as Dick Grayson. Now when we look at Nightwing's feats, we see that he has consistently been able to beat a character like Red Hood. Now Dick Grayson has fought Jason many times, but the most notable moment in my opinion was in Battle of the Cow, which, this is a side note, if you're a Nightwing fan, Battle of the Cow was a great read for him. In this series, Jason had took on the mantle of Batman, and he was brutalizing anyone who tried to get in his way. Literally, he beat Tim Drake to a pulp. Tim Drake was pretty much on life support, and Jason Todd had actually kidnapped Tim Drake. He set up bombs to obliterate Nightwing. However, Nightwing was still able to overcome and beat Jason, and he beat him bloody. This was a Jason Todd in a new suit, a fresh new suit, literally, that was way better than his old one. Now, for consistent scaling, Jason is taking on Deathstroke in the comics, and believe it or not, he was actually able to beat Slade. Now, I have to include the context, guys. Slade had just got out of fighting an army of Bizarros just in a previous comic. In the comic before that, he had got stung by Snakebite, which basically took away his healing factor and pretty much like he almost died. However, this fight is still noteworthy because it shows that in terms of skill, Jason is more than able to compete with Slade, okay? Now, we have actually seen Nightwing go up against Deathstroke many times, and crazily enough, Nightwing has come out on top most of those times. And we talk about recent comics alone, we saw these two characters brawl in Dark Crisis issue 2, and Nightwing was heavily nerfed because in Dark Crisis issue 1, Deathstroke actually blew up the entire Titan's tower. Nightwing, injured and battered, his suit all cut up, he still was able to fight and beat up Deathstroke. We'll talk about it a little bit more later, but when Nightwing is actually bloodlusted and he's actually trying, he's able to do extreme feats and he's able to be incredibly strong, bro. However, the funny thing is, this is not actually the first time we've seen Nightwing beat Deathstroke. It's not the first time, it probably won't be the last. We've seen these two go up in the past, and Nightwing has beaten Deathstroke on multiple occasions, even when it was a younger version of Nightwing. Now let's talk about Batman versus Deathstroke, because a lot of people think that Batman is above Nightwing. However, if you actually read comic books, that is a kind of touchy and debatable subject, because in recent comic books in the last few years, Nightwing has been shown to be definitely more powerful and more overall stronger than Batman. And it makes sense because Nightwing is actually pretty much leading the DC universe. We've already talked about Nightwing versus Deathstroke. Let's talk about Batman versus Deathstroke. These characters have consistently been shown to be equals. If we go back to New 52, Deathstroke and Batman had a long and brutal fight, and Batman was beating up on Slade for a good part of it. However, Slade was nerfed due to being in a new body and his powers were affected. But we definitely saw Slade hold his own and actually go back and forth with, you know, Batman. So we know Batman and Slade are pretty much equals, but we have already discussed Nightwing has beaten Slade many times. How has Nightwing done against Batman, you may ask? Well, if we talk about just recent comics alone, in Gotham War, Nightwing was able to destroy Batman, bruh, and he actually did it on 2 separate occasions. In the first instance, Batman was soloing the entire Bat family, destroying them all. Nightwing came in, was easily able to give Batman that work. Literally, he was beating Batman, he was destroying Batman, he did a pretty good job. Now, in the second instance when they fought, Nightwing went extremely mad. Like I said earlier, when Nightwing is mad, he's able to do incredible feats. Nightwing was beating the crap out of Batman so bad that Tim Drake had to step in and basically subdue him and tell him to stop, bro. This is not the first time either, guys. We've saw comics in the past in New 52 where Nightwing was able to beat Batman in a long and brutal fight that pretty much lasted the entire comic duration. So if we're actually being technical and we're actually taking what these books have consistently told us, Nightwing is the strongest character in the Bat family. He surpassed Batman, and facts don't care about your feelings. It's said this consistently in the books and the new comics. Listen, guys, Taskmaster is cool, but everyone has beaten him in characters like him. To me, Taskmaster is not beating a character like Deathstroke. Deathstroke is a super soldier. Deathstroke is a way better planner than Taskmaster. He's a way better tactician. Deathstroke actually can see things in slow motion, okay? He doesn't think when he does his combat moves. And Nightwing is still able to take on a superhuman character like that. So I don't see no reason why Nightwing can't take on a character like Taskmaster. Taskmaster can and will copy Nightwing's moves, but in my opinion, Nightwing being as good of a tactician as he is, he would probably either just not use his regular moves and beat Taskmaster, as we have seen characters do that to him in the past, or Nightwing might just go super bloodlusted and really fight hard like how he has done against Batman, against Deathstroke, and destroy Taskmaster. I don't see any world or any reality where Taskmaster would come out of this victory or come out of this fight victorious. I just don't see it. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion. Once again, thank you for Blackbird sponsoring this video, man. You are a legend. If you guys like a video, you already know what to do. I'm not telling you guys again. You already know what to do. Like and subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.